Okay, we call this unit What a Relief because we're going to be making relief prints. A relief print is when you push back any surface of the stamp that you're kind of making. It's called a print. And lower the surface and the ink kind of lays along the top. So we are going to be talking about creating our print and talking about presenting our print. We will also be able to investigate ways to make your work kind of personal to you, while also learning how to display things. So what in the world is a print? A printing is a process for reproducing text and for using a master form or template. So you can see she's not actually reproducing text in this picture. She has looks like a little carved stamp. So she's got this beautiful filigree kind of stamp. She's putting it in ink and then she's pressing it down on fabric just to repeat the same picture over and over and over again. In India, they have beautiful fabrics, and this is one way that they can actually print beautiful imagery onto cloth. So what kind of images around us are printed? So if we take a look around the classroom, a lot of you are wearing sweatshirts or t-shirts that have something that looks like it's paint, right? Where it's kind of glossy. And when you go to the store, there'd be several of the same thing, maybe in different sizes. So if you feel that your sweatshirt and it feels kind of glossy, that is a print. If you feel it and it has string, that is embroidery. Okay, so they both can be done by a machine. They both can be programmed that way, but we're going to be talking about printmaking. So some of the imagery up on the screen here, shows posters can be printed, books can be printed, magazines, clothing, all sorts of things, so that you can repeat the same pictures over and over, or same words over and over. So printing has been around a really long time. There's a printmaker named Johannes Gutenberg that's cited as the inventor of the printing press. So the German goldsmith's 15th century contribution, he was a goldsmith, to the technology did allow for mass production of books and the spread of information throughout Europe. So once books were actually made on a printing press rather than written out by hand, then information could spread faster throughout the countries. Now, we didn't have the internet, we didn't have phones, so this was a way to kind of send information across different countries. However, the history of printing, the basics of printing, begins long before Gutenberg's time. Justin? Yes? How do they make ink? They probably had ink from different plants where you can kind of make ink by crushing different pigments and things and then suspending it in things that would be oily so it wouldn't dry as fast. Nearly 600 years before Gutenberg, the printing press, Chinese monks were setting into paper using a method known as block printing, in which wooden blocks, just pieces of wood, are coated with ink and pressed with sheets of paper. So they would carve in what they would want with like sharp knives and things, and then they could print different things like that. So I talked at the beginning about relief printing. What is a relief print? In relief printing, you cut away or you recess, so that means push back what you do not want to print. So the print is made from what's left of the original surface. The image is transferred by rubbing the backside of the paper after it's pressed face down on a fully inked block. So that's what we're going to practice making, is a relief print. This one here is made from linoleum. It's like this rubbery material, and you use sharp tools to kind of carve into it. If you ever take a class at the high school and you take some printmaking, you'll get a chance to use something similar to these. Okay, so you can see the bottom is the printing block, and the top is the fish that was printed from it. So when you take that little brayer on the bottom, you roll it in some ink, you roll it over the top of the block, you put your paper on it, so they used blue ink. You put your paper on it. Anywhere where it's higher up, see how it's carved back? Wherever it's higher up on the relief will print. Everything that's carved back, you can see, is white. We're going to be focusing on making some mandalas. Now, why would we do mandalas? Mandalas is we can teach you a little bit about different cultures. In Hindu and Buddhist culture, they represent the universe. So everything in our world, right? not just the earth, but the entire universe. Another thing that they represent is a symbol in a dream, representing the dreamer's search for completeness and unity. We're always trying to find the meaning of life, right? Or the reason that we're here, or our own sole purpose for being here. So it's kind of helps you to kind of heal and work towards that. So the literal meaning of a mandala means circle. They are always radial designs, and it's most commonly in the form of a mandala. So ancient Hindus, the scriptures depict mandalas as a period of creativity, of powerful existence, and a symbol of deeper connection with yourself and the universe at large. So we're going to be making some that are similar to this. Now these are different colored ones. We're going to be adding color to our background and printing with black ink. But these are some that we kind of found that are more around the 6th grade level, okay? Mandala's purpose are to help transform ordinary minds into enlightened ones and assist with healing. Do you ever hear of like art therapy as a career? There are people that are out into like therapist's office and things like that help not only children but adults kind of pass through painful situations or traumatic situations that they've gone through by using art. And if you kind of think about the symbolism between mandalas and self-healing and self-discovery, you might find it relaxing and kind of soothing to draw mandalas yourself. So here are some more printmaking examples. You can see that they only made a quarter of the mandala and they printed it 4 times to make the radial motion. Here is an example. You can see the printing plate by the pink one off to the side, and they printed it 3 times. And here they have 1 more to go. Here is one that's been done in the past that is more along the lines of what ours will look like. So today, to prepare for a mandala assignment, I want you to draw some mandalas in your sketchbook, okay? Use thick and thin lines, not just regular lines, but color some spots in. Use symbols or images that might have meaning to you. So if you look back on this one, you can see that there are like circles and swirls and like these little bird shapes. What could you put in your mandala that could repeat over and over again that's personal to you and your identity and your personality, or things that are in your life that are significant? You could draw them and have them repeat. So today, for the rest of class, we're just going to open up our sketchbooks. At your seats, I put packets with mandala pictures, but you're welcome to look at mandalas on your Chromebook, and you're using pencil.